Are we? Yes. Good morning, beloveds. And then let me cough. Okay. Let me get a drink of water then. So, yesterday was hot at the fair, and so it started out kind of slow. And so I left about an hour earlier, which was probably a good thing. But it picked up. So, and people, one of my coworkers she came in significantly later than she normally would have. So that was really interesting. But we had a good time, and, and it was really the situation of, but we wanted to see you. So, it was good. I enjoy being out there. So I'm going to be out there for the next 3 Saturdays. So I will not be doing this on Saturdays, and then I'm going to miss one Sunday too, but it is what it is. All right. So we are doing your spiritual power. And so let's do the housekeeping really quick. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. You get one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. The only reason you would get more than one, because it's a real person doing it and he just doesn't have time for more than that, is if something unusual happens. I will point out we do live in hurricane country. So, but yeah. And then it's a blind CC, which means nobody's going to see your emails. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So there is that. Now, the last part is the social medias. And I only mention them because we do not monetize them. Like, we don't pay them to show us to more people. What we do is we rely on you to engage with our pages. When you subscribe, and share, then the algorithms will go, oh, people are interested. Maybe more people should see this stuff. And then when you engage with the individual pages, by reacting, commenting, and sharing the individual posts, again, bumps us in the algorithms. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. And we certainly don't want you to be giving them more money to give to us. So, because they're going to take a part of it, and we just don't want to do that. So, yeah. So this is a free, easy way that you can support us and bump us in the algorithms. So we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. So there is everything. And what we are doing is your spiritual power. This is not a book. This is a library. This is a compilation of, or as it says down here, a collection of inspirational writings. So, it's some of his rarer work that you may not find anywhere else. We happen to be doing Discover a Richer Life right now, which has been really fascinating. And what Discover a Richer Life is it's actually a compilation of his articles from the Science of Mind magazine. So it's been very interesting. And it's got, we're in part 4 right now, Discover Your Place in Life. And, no, that's not what I think that was the last part. I think we moved on to, it's about prayer. Yeah, faith. Where is that? The power of faith. That's what we're doing. So we're in Discover a Richer Life, but we're in part 4 doing the power of faith. And then there's one more part. So we've got a couple more weeks in here. And then apparently we're going to move on to live a richer life. So, but that's what we're doing. And today's topic is going to be dynamic faith is effective. And there's an exclamation point right there. Dynamic faith is effective. It creates your experience. So, yeah, let's take a look and see what this little article is about. Dynamic faith is effective. It creates your experience. Did you ever say to yourself, I wish that I might never again be afraid of anything? Or have you met someone who has such a deep calm and peace that you have thought, how I wish I might be like that person? Did you ever, in some still moment, feel as though you could almost reach out and touch something that would make you whole, happy, and complete? I know you have, and I am sure everyone else has. We are all alike because we are all human beings. You share this feeling with every other person, and you instinctively know that there is something you ought to be able to tune into, which could make everything right, not only for yourself, but for others and for the whole world. That's the point of science of mind. Whatever you want, you got to want for everybody. What is the remedy for all this? Open your spiritual eyes. Listen with the inner ear. Open your minds. What is it that you are to open your eyes, your ears, and your minds to? What is it that you must see, hear, and understand? It is this. Life flows into everything, through everything. It passes into every human event and translates itself through every human act. If you learn to think of life as flowing through your every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are quickened with new energy, for you are breathing the very essence of being into them. You can think yourself into being unhappy and depressed, or you can think yourself into being glad. Did it ever occur to you that you could also think yourself into being well, into being prosperous, that you can think yourself into success? Well, you can if you believe in the law of life and use it rightly, but you must learn to use it affirmatively. You must learn to identify yourself with your desire. You can use the law of nature consciously and decide what you want them. Oh, wait, hang on. You can use the laws of nature consciously and decide what you want them to do for you. You may have implicit confidence in them because you know they will never fail. You are surrounded by a law of mind which acts on your thought. This is the security of your faith and the answer to prayer. You must become the master of your own thinking. This is the only way you can realize freedom and joy. Therefore, you will have to turn your thoughts away from luck, want, and limitation, and let them dwell on good. Make yourself do this. Learn to think about what you wish to become. You are a thinking center in life, and the chief characteristics of the law of life is that it responds to thought. Your slightest thought sets up a pattern which is acted upon by the creative intelligence, causing to be created for you circumstances which will correspond to your thought. Okay, now, he said your slightest thought. Don't worry about that. It's not, because there are these things called intrusive thoughts. So not every thought is creative. Every thought could be creative. Okay, so that's kind of the warning. Every thought could be creative, but not every thought is creative. The thoughts that are creative are the ones that we put a lot of emotion behind. Okay, which is one of the reasons why he said we need to use it affirmatively, because frequently what we're doing is we're using it destructively because we're putting a lot of negative emotion into these thoughts. And the universe is going, well, I see a lot of energy there. Let's respond to that. The universe is not judging. The universe is responding to the emotion that you are putting behind it. It's one of the reasons why when you're very angry, you want to be really careful what you say, not just to other people and to yourself, but because those thoughts can be creative because there's a lot of energy behind them with that emotion. Anger is a very powerful emotion and can be used very effectively. You just got to do it consciously. So, okay. So he says your slightest thought. And I want to put a caveat on that. Yeah, it could be your slightest thought. Every thought has the potential to be creative. It's the ones you wrap in the emotion that are going to be creative. So that's where you want to be conscious. Very, very conscious. Okay, let's get back to this. You are a thinking center in life, and the chief characteristic of the law of life is that it responds. Oh, wait, I just read that. Okay, I'll just finish it because I've redone it. It responds to thought. Your slightest thought sets up a pattern which is acted upon by the creative intelligence, causing it to be created for you, the circumstances which will correspond to your thought. Okay? If you think life is always bringing you everything you need, you will have formed a partnership with the invisible, which will prosper you in everything you do. If you think of the organs and functions of your bodies as activities of life, then automatically you will be benefited physically. The spiritual gifts which people have so earnestly sought are not something that God has withheld from humanity. Okay? Because God doesn't withhold anything. We just choose not to accept them is generally the issue. Quite the reverse. They are something which humanity, in their ignorance, has withheld from themselves. Life is not vindictive. It is not withholding anything from us. If you will take the time daily to sense the presence of life within you, to believe in it, to accept it, it will not be long before undesirable experiences which you have known will gradually disappear and something new will be born, a bigger and better and more perfect you. You will pass from lack and want into greater freedom, from fear into faith. From the sense of being alone, you will pass into the realization of a oneness with everything, and you will rejoice. That there may be some who think that before they can achieve this, they must become profound philosophers, spiritual sages, or people of such deep scientific knowledge that they will stand apart from the rest of the world. This is not true. What the wisest have known is only a little more than you and I know. They cannot answer your questions for you. You will have to answer them for yourself. Even the best person who ever lived could not live for you. You will have to live for yourself. You are some part of God, whether or not you know it or believe it, but you may have hypnotized yourself into thinking that you are incomplete and imperfect and identified yourself with the fantastic pictures of your morbid dreams. But the ropes that bind you are ropes of sand. That's a really neat way of saying that. To understand that your faith is operated on by a natural law gives you the key to the situation. But it is not enough to just believe in a principle. This is only the starting point. Principles have to be used if they are going to produce definite results for you, and whether the principles are physical, mental, or spiritual makes no difference. It is not enough to say that faith can do anything, for most people already believe this. What you have to do is not only to realize that faith can do anything, you have to find out how faith is acquired, and then you have to use it for definite purposes. You got to use it. Yeah, it's not about theory. That's one of the things that Ernest regrets, is that he spent a lot of time talking about theory and not enough time about practice. It's like, you got to do it. You got to actually go out there and do it. It's not going to come find you sitting on your couch. You got to get up off that couch and go do it. To merely state that you believe in God, to merely state that you believe that God is all there is, will not necessarily cause anything to happen. But when you believe that God is all there is, and when you have implicit confidence in the law of good, and when you use this belief for a definite purpose, then something will happen. And the reason why it happens is that you are surrounded by a creative power, or a creative mind, or a creative principle, whatever you choose to call it, which actually does respond according to your thinking. This is the key to the whole situation. Okay? Learn to make known your requests with thanksgiving and in acceptance. You got to do both. You got to be grateful and you got to accept it. It's nice to be grateful for it, but if you don't accept it, well, then what are we doing here? Okay? And having done this, in that silent communion of your soul with its source, believe that the law of good will do the rest. If then you can come to see that such a law exists and that you are using a power greater than you are, you will at once be relieved of any sense of responsibility about it, as though you had to make the law work. For you do not sit around holding thoughts or trying to compel things to happen. As a matter of fact, this would defeat the very purpose you wish to accomplish. You can no more make the law of mind creative than you can compel an acorn to become an oak. You do not hold thoughts over the acorn, nor do you visualize an oak tree. What you do is plant the acorn and let nature create the oak tree for you. You are in partnership with the giver of all life, God, the living Spirit, almighty and ever present. Therefore, say to yourself quietly with deep conviction, I now accept my divine birthright. I now consciously enter into my partnership with love, with peace, with joy, with God. I feel the infinite presence close around me. I feel the warmth, the color, and the radiance of this presence, like a living thing in which I am enveloped. I am no longer afraid of life. A deep and abiding sense of calm and of poise flows through me. I have faith to believe that the kingdom of God is at hand. It is right where I am, here, now, today, at this moment. I feel that there is a law of good which can, will, and does govern everything. Therefore, I feel that everything in my life is constructive. Everything in my thought that is life-giving is blessed and prospered. It blesses everyone I meet. It makes glad every situation I find myself in. It brings peace and comfort to everyone I contact. I am united with everything in life, in love, in peace, and in joy. And I know that the presence of love and life gently leads me and all others, guiding, guarding, sustaining, upholding, now and forever. And the beautiful thing about when he does that, when he writes those, like, it gives you a template. Okay, these are Ernest Holmes' words. And you also notice that they were very general. But what you can do is take those words and make them your own. Change any words that you need to. Change any words that don't resonate with you. Use words that mean something to you. And also, you can also turn that to more specific purposes. If there's something in specific that you're working for, then, take that. It's one of the reasons why you hear, like, a lot of Science of Mind ministers will say there's one life, there's one power, there's one presence, because those are Ernest Holmes' own words. And honestly, we just can't think of anything better. What I do is I add and love. That's what I do, because it resonates with me. So like I'll use his words and then I add in my own or tailor his words. So like that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And it is his gift to you to use, and to change however you want to. And, like he would absolutely be okay with you completely rewriting it. And putting in any words that mean something to you. All right. So that was beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll pick up tomorrow around 9-ish, the use of spiritual ideas. Faith becomes fact. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. But right now, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a take care of yourself day, a let's get prepped for next week day, a go be with your community day, a cuddle your fur babies day, a throw the windows open because the temperature's about to bottom out here day, a enjoy it. The breeze right now is really nice out there. Be stunned for words day, a you got this, a tell somebody you love them day, a look in the mirror and see the divine looking back at you day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. And it's important that you know that. That's part of what he's talking about here, knowing who you are, that you are a beloved expression of the divine. That life flows through you. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. All right? Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move on into the process of my day. I'm going to remind you that Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9-ish tomorrow, but it is Sunday, so we will have an amazing service for you. You can either roll up one video if it's after 11, or if you're watching this on YouTube, hop over to the Creative Life Spiritual Center and see what we were doing today. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.